What's up, nerds? Little Big Robots back with a video. I'm going to cover, as a lot of channels you might know do this time of year. I don't normally do these. I do. I guess I do a best of list I have for a few years. Over the last year, 2024, right now it's like January 2nd or something, 2025. But of 2024, I did about 90-ish videos, 80, 90 videos, or I should say 80, 90 reviews. So that number is give or take, because like one review, I reviewed 33 model kits I just finished, and they were quick reviews, but then again, some of them were longer as well. So about 90. And of those, I wanted to pick my 10 favorite toys that I looked at or bought or whatever in 24. Now, these are not necessarily kits and toys and stuff that came out in 24. I never do videos like that, just because I don't chase the most recent thing that much. I just do what I want. So in this case, it's either I bought these or used them or built them or whatever in 24. It doesn't matter if they're old, new, or whatever. So getting right to it, let's start with the last, number 10, last spot. That's going to be Arco's Dragon and Monsters Tower. What I'm going to be doing is posting a photo of it here, and then I'll be putting the link to my review or to the video that covers this item in the description. So check that out. I just talked about this. Arco, it was a company. I don't think they're around anymore. I could be wrong. And they made really inexpensive and kind of odd, like rubbery toys and weird, kind of like a cheap toy, kind of like a Chap May of the day. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But they were really imaginative. I have some very distinctive memories with Arco, and these Dragons and Monsters towers were incredible. They had a little lid, and I have very strong sense memories with them. And they came basically, it was a bucket, like a small tower full of monsters. I still have some of the original monsters, and recently I acquired some off of eBay. This created me. I mean, how I am. It's like a building. It has an interior in a way, has a little door. So I always like miniature things. It has monsters inside. I always liked miniature games and little statues and stuff. So it's a really, really fun line. They're pretty expensive on eBay. If you want to find one incomplete, you're talking $80 to $100 for a little bitty thing. So, but I think worth it, because to find a sealed one is really neat. So that's number 10. Number 9 would be the Peach Riot figures. Peach Riot was a line of gachapon kind of collectibles. I think there's 12 or 15 of them, something like that. I got mine from Kika Goods. Again, I'll link the video. Amazing little figures. The problem I had with Kika Goods and buying from them is they'll put up something really cool, like a collectible, like a line like that, where you can buy up to like 12 or 20 of these blind boxes, or you can get the entire group of all of them for like $200-something, whatever it is. They're about $15 to $20 a piece, so they're little figures. I like collectible little gacha toys, but they have to be like neat and high quality and unique, and these were amazing. It's basically 3 characters in different roles. So you have like a drummer, a girl who plays a drummer, or the DJ or the keyboard. You know, they each play a role in a band. And so when you get all the characters, you can form a little band out of them, but they're the same 3 characters. So I was getting them at first thinking they were all different characters, but they're not. They're 3 girls in different roles. But they're just picking them up. They kind of look like the comic book Scott Pilgrim design. That they look like characters out of that. But holding them and feeling, they're really high quality. They're really sturdy, and they stand really, really well on your shelf. They're not going to just fall over, which sounds like a minor thing, but it's really amazing. So those were fantastic. I'll probably still end up picking up the entire pack someday, I'm sure. I hope they don't keep going up in price. So that was number 9. Number 8 is the Lightyear Drop Pod. I got this from Disneyland. I live an hour and a half from Disneyland. So when we went there last, I was like, oh, I forgot completely about like Disneyland toys and toys they have there. And we were in the, I guess the Toy Story area, I guess you'd call it. I'm not really sure. They have the pizza joint with like the little aliens that say, ooh, and all that. And they had a toy store there, and they had these exclusive Lightyear toys, and it's a drop pod with one of these Zylock. What do they call them? It's basically the evil robot henchman in the drop pod. Really, really cool. I was really surprised at how much I liked it. In the video, I enjoyed it, and I said I liked it, but as I've been messing with it over time, I like it more and more. I should have picked up more. They were $24, so the price of a Marvel Legends figure, but there was a lot of play power there. And you could use both the robot and the drop pod in different ways. I think they're 1/18 scale, but really, really cool toy. Number 7 would be the McFarlane's Warhammer 40K, right here. Terminator. Warhammer 40K from McFarlane is a good line. I was collecting them all for a while, but once they started doing like a more civilian looking, like this human stuff, I really kind of, and the Marines all kind of start to look the same, or they're all basically the same Marine, just in different kind of outfits in a way. So that gets to be a little bit but the Terminator I loved. It was $50, but it was on sale for a while for less. Now they're probably more than that, probably closer to 100. I bet $70. And it's a shame I didn't pick up 2 or 3 of them because they're great for customs. The Terminator is just basically a Space Marine in heavier armor. It's more like a tank than even a Space Marine is. And they're really, really neat. Just a cool looking robot, interesting. I wanted to get more than one because I wanted to do some customs of one. And so I might go back and pick up a few, I don't know. But great figure from a pretty good line. McFarlane is so hit or miss. I also feel that they create a bit too much. They put out so much stuff that I wish they would slow down and concentrate a bit more on quality. I mean, their stands are garbage. A lot of the characters don't stand on their own, and they're big, bulky characters, so they should be able to stand. So they could probably slow down and increase the quality standards a bit more, and I'd probably be happy with McFarlane. Probably buy more McFarlane that wasn't just on clearance. But other than that, they make some really fun toys. So that would be my number 7. Number 6 is the Acerb 30 minutes missions Acerb type. What was it? D as in David. Acerb is essentially, I mean, these 30 minutes missions is supposed to be like giant robots. Some are from Earth and some are from outer space and blah, blah, blah. That kind of stuff. And it's a neat little lore. But the Acerb really was, I think, an attempt for them to show how to make a feminine or female-looking figure kit that was pretty inexpensive. We're talking to $20-$30 or whatever it is. And all the Acerbs are neat. They all kind of feel the same, but the Type D was really the first one that felt completely different, really, really fun and modern, but also cool, like Miles Morales Spider-Man action figure, cool, like really posable and really flexible and stuff. But I mean, they're all flexible and posable, but this one looked like a active, capable superhero in a way. And it's supposed to be a giant robot, but honestly, I don't use them like that. I think they're just kind of fun looking figures. They're 1/144 scale, but you can use them with your figure ice standard kits. They're just a fun, but this Type D was really cool. Orange and gray, I think it's color. I'm trying to remember here. Whatever color that was. Yeah, orange and black and white. Really, really nice color scheme. I love the helmet. Fantastic. One of my favorite 30 minutes kits. So that's number 6. Number 5 is going to be these Members Mark mechs here. You're seeing them, right? For all you who always ask, what is that in the background? That is a Warhammer robot. That is a Members Mark mech. They come in a 2-pack for $30-something with like a little play set. If you're not a member of Members Mark, which is essentially, is it Members Mark? Is essentially Walmart's Costco. So Costco is discounted stuff. Walmart has their own Costco version, which is called Sam's Club. And in Sam's Club, Chat May and other toy companies make a Members Mark, which is their like personal brand, I guess, of some toys, and that's where those come from. So they're essentially a Chat May 2-pack of mechs. They're just big and huge and chunky and stupid and fun. Taking one apart and customizing is going to be a really fun project. You could really make it look like a Dreadnought for Warhammer. They're fantastic looking for like a 1/18 Warhammer. Check out my review of them. It got 15,000 views just because for $37 toy, and people just, something about giant chunky mech robots like that really captures people's imaginations, and they're really fun. And the play set was fine. It comes with 2 pilots. For some reason, one pilot is more has more articulation than the other pilot. But super fun kit, a set. I would love to have had that when I was 10. It'd just be so fun. Real durable. You could throw them out on the ground and they'd probably be fine. So you'll be seeing more of those probably from me. I'm thinking of buying another one just to have for customization and stuff. But that would be my number 5. Number 4 is this big boy right here. Oh, he's back in the back. The Zach. Let me check real quick. Okay, I had to verify. The Zach, the 1 in 144 scale Zach. It'll be in here in the corner. I always get him confused because there's the Z-Doc. There's the Gok. Anyway, all the cool aquatic I call them monster suits, meaning giant robots from Gundam. I have a few of them up here. I just love every one of those. They're just so cool. I don't think they make the best Gundam kind of model kit, but they make a really fun, monstery looking kit. The Zach is huge and chunky. It comes in and out of print or making it or whatever. So if you don't see it, probably wait a while because they just recently, reprinted or remade it, re-released it, I guess. Or at least a lot of stores started getting it in. I bought it immediately. It was only 30-something bucks. It's a big chunky guy. You'll see in the review. What a stupid robot. It's so ridiculous and dumb that actually feels realistic to me, because oftentimes when you see, like, you hear combat drone is fighting in Ukraine or something like that, and you expect to see like dude. No, it's just 4 big wheels with like a thing that lays mine. They're the most realistic kind of useful things in real life you'll find in technology can often be kind of funny looking or weird looking just because they fit the role. And the Zach is one of those. It's so goofy that I could actually picture it working out. It's reversible. It's just so dumb. But it's also a super fun kit. It's an older kit. I have such a soft spot in my heart for like the 2000s, the 2015, 2010 kits. Before they really became so aware that they were badass. Nowadays, every kit that comes out is like superposable and stuff. No seam lines and stuff. But back then, they were just so charming, so charming. One of my favorite kits, and definitely one of my favorite things from this year. So that's number 4. Number 3 is the Notchin. I can't say it. You'll see it in the review here. This little, I think they started out as like cats or something. I can't remember where they started out. I think they're a similar thing to the Maro Toys tomato kits. I absolutely love the tomato kits or whatever. I think it was something like that. Like a designer just came up with this funny design. I think somebody, if they know, let me know in the comments. And they started making model kits of it, and they came out really well. This Nachin, whatever tank kit was such a pleasure to build. It was so fun. It's so sturdy. I was just kind of sad that I hadn't gotten on the train before. My only quibble with it is, I like stylized stuff. I really like stylized stuff. Cartoony stuff, but to a degree, not ultra stylized. It's such a great kind of realistic kit in some ways, but then it has those tiny cat feet. I'm thinking of buying one and adding standard legs, or at least legs that it could stand on by itself. As it is now, you have to use the tail to prop it up like a little tripod. But other than that, it's such a fun kit. Just so many neat little parts, so well made. I can't remember who makes them. I want to say Kotobukiya makes them, Kotobukiya, whatever you call it. Just a great kit, super fun. Picking one up, they are kind of expensive. If you can get one on sale, even the cheaper ones you're going to like. The base kit is still so fun. I've got to pick up more of those this year. Add that to the resolution list. So that would be number 3. Number 2, easy pick, the B-Duck. The B-Duck is amazing. You might see them on my shelf in videos. The previews here I'm showing in this corner here might cover it up. But I had such fun building that B-Duck. People get into model kits, get into hobbies. I see it happen all the time. I remember a hobby group at work, for example, and some of those people are so serious sometimes. Like, do they smile ever? It's like, to me, a model kit is almost a perfect toy because it does so many things. It unleashes creativity, allows people to be creative because you can take it apart so easy nowadays with the push fit style. snap fit, whatever. Because you can do that, you can take it apart and be creative. You can customize easy. Even if you're never done that, you could just use pencils or speed it up with a screwdriver or whatever you want to do. It releases creativity. It works with your imagination because you can make it how you want, but also you can imagine it from the anime or from the comic book or whatever. And it gets people working with their hands and using their brains a bit more and their selves a bit more, instead of just set it on the shelf. And a model kit does all that. And it is a toy. It's definitely under the umbrella of toys. Doesn't mean they'll last as long as some toys, but the B-Duck feels sturdy enough to last almost as long as some toys. It's a bit too stylized, kind of like the Nation for me. It's in that way, as far as that keeps it from really, really being like my number one thing, obviously, because it's number two. But it's so chunky and fun, and like you just want to take a bite out of it. It's just so goofy. I've got another one ordered. When I first ordered that one, I should have, in hindsight, at $50, I should have ordered 3 of those, honest to God. Because now they're 80 or whatever, and the smoky clear versions are like 100, if not more. I've got another one ordered. I don't know if it'll probably show up one day at BBTS, I'm sure. But even I think they're honestly would be worth $100, because I want to customize one, but I don't want to customize the original one. I want to keep that how it is. But man, it's just such a silly, fun kit. It's sturdy. It's well built. There's a few little finicky parts and a few little parts that get loose, as with any push kit, almost any snap fit push kit. You're going to find some parts get looser than others. But overall, it's just a chunky, stupid. It's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. If you don't like the duck part, take it out, change that top bit, and I guarantee it, you'd think you had like a Warhammer murder machine for $50. It's insane. If you haven't ordered one, I would definitely order it, only if you're cool with that kind of a design. If not, don't get it. Super fun and pretty posable and pretty interesting gimmicks in it. It's really, really well done. So good on that company. Number 1, easy for me, I think, in the way that it checked off all the boxes, and that's the bulk arm, the Hexagear bulk arm Jackal. The bulk arms I like because they're bulky. They feel realistic to me. I think if you're going to have a walking mech one day, it'll probably be 12 to 20 feet tall, not that tall, and bulky. It has to have big, bulky feet. It won't be able to support its own weight. I know that sounds so silly, but that's why we like this hobby. It's fun to imagine stuff. And the bulk arms are bulky and heavy and and they don't look real agile. I'm not a big, huge fan of mecha that doesn't like ninja flips and stuff, and acrobatics. I just don't think that feels very, not only realistic, but it's kind of cheesy. I'm not like 5. Mentally, I'm close, but, But the Jackal felt to me like an evolution of the bulk arm. It's still bulky and big, but it does have a more sleek frame. It feels more like, if you're familiar with the old Iron Man from the comics, who was just like square and blocky, it feels like an evolution of that, which is really cool. I like that heavy Iron Man look and feel like real primitive Iron Man. But when you graduate to like the 80s Iron Man, where he still had a metallic metal heaviness to him, but he was much more sleek and agile, it feels like a natural evolution of that. The Jackal does, so it doesn't feel like it's insulting the bulk arm name by not being as bulky anymore, if that makes sense. It doesn't have huge feet necessarily, but still seems capable of standing up on its own, because it's not so huge that it would just sink right into into the mud. Fun build. It's kind of scale agnostic in a way. Like you could use it as a bot with 118 stuff. You could use it as a giant bot for 1/144. You could use it as 1/25th scale, because Hexagear is 1/24. You could use it probably up to 118 as just as a bruiser bot buddy, just like a robot, not a suit that you pilot. It's just silly, good, great. But Hexagear has been hitting it out of the park. They're so well made. I used to think they're expensive, but I don't now, because A, I can afford them, but also B, they're just, when you really mess with them and all the extra parts you get and the whole system works together and you can really customize them, it's just so beautiful. So that is easily my number 1 of the year. Really, really good kit. So anyway, that's my 10 out of 90 or so things, give or take. Might have been 110, might have been 85. It was probably 90. I mean, I counted up the videos and stuff, and so that's pretty good. I mean, if I do 2 videos a week, that's about 100 things or so. So, but yeah, great year. Had a lot of fun. Some of these I'm going to have to pick up extras on, and some I want to keep the one I bought and just put it in a museum somewhere because it's so well made. So it just depends. Let me know if you guys picked up anything that you haven't seen me cover, because I'm always looking for new stuff to try. Somebody suggested Archcore. I love Archcore. I bought that because someone suggested it. Someone convinced me. Know of any other type of robot-y, mechy, superhero-y type stuff. I'm not doing action figures. I stopped getting into those just because it's too much of it's not really my vibe. But take it easy, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye.